Hey guys, welcome back to day 3 of the squat mobility challenge. Today our focus is going to be more of that hip external rotation, so rotating the hip out. When you're squatting, getting those knees a little wider. We're going to start with the dynamic hip 90-90 position. We'll coach you through that, and then we'll go. So to start off, we got to get the starting position correct. So the hip straight forward, bent at 90 degrees, this back knee straight out, also bent at 90 degrees here. If this position is too difficult for you, there's 2 compensations that you can do to get into the position. 1, bring your hands back, just like so. The movement of the hips will be exactly the same, but this is 1, bring the hands back. Or 2, grab something like a folded up towel or a yoga block, and you can sit on that, as that'll elevate your hips so you're in less hip mobility range. Both of those will work, both of those are fine. It's just something that you can do to get into the position. So we're gonna start here. To begin, we're gonna be opening up this hip. It's important to keep this knee and leg down as long as possible. Once they come, keep the knees as spread apart as possible until we get down the opposite way. So we'll be here. I can bring my arms out, create tension in the shoulders, create tension in the core. So right here is as far as I can go before this leg starts raising. Then we'll stay at that distance apart, come into about a bear sit position. Then as this knee goes down, try to keep that knee out. And you're there. Once again, this should be done with tension. It's not just back and forth. Back and forth, that's 1 set or 1 rep. For this specific one, we're gonna do 12 total sets, which would be 12 on each side or 24 back and forth, but 12 total. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Take your time, go slow, be very intentional about this one, okay? The next one's gonna be very similar, but it's gonna be a little bit or similar in the position that we're going to be in. I'll show you from this angle here. So we're going to be just like this, that hip 90-90. We're going to go from a hip 90-90 to a hurdle position. We can do this with nothing, or if you're a little more advanced, you can use a block, as I'll show here as well. Okay, so hip 90-90. Basically what we're trying to doing is whatever position you choose. So I'll try to be more upright. If y'all show a different version as well, we're going to try to lift the leg up and bring it to center. So this is what we call a hurdle position. You can then bring it back. The idea is we're trying to get the knee and the ankle to move simultaneously. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going to just do our best for that. You can use an object like so. Challenge yourself a little bit more. Like I said, guys, if that position's too hard, you're going to come down on 1 elbow here. You just are doing whatever you can do to get into the position. You can also just lean back a little bit more, which will help as well. For this one, same thing, we're gonna do 12 each way. Be very intentional about it. Make it challenging for yourself. If you need a block, use a block. Try to be aware of your posture. So as we come here, if this is the position we choose, I don't want us here and then rounding and trying to get up. So good posture at all times. Push through your hands. Same thing if you're here. Still good posture, good alignment. Just like that. Last one we're doing is an eccentric pigeon. Eccentrics are great to build one, elongation in that muscle in the joint, also control and strength in those positions. So when you get into your pigeon position, we're going to slowly come down. Slowly come back up. For this one, the hardest version is going to be with this leg in that 90-90 position. To make it easier, if you need to, obviously try to get as close to that position as possible. Feel free to bring it back in whatever position allows you to do that. An alternative to that, if that's still a little bit difficult, we'll come here. We'll get into this 90-90 position here, and then we can do that same motion. A little easier because you're a little more supported here. This may be a good portion for you guys to start out on. You can use your hands to support you. A little bit harder will be just out to the side. If you're really daring, we'll come up overhead and do it. That same thing, controlled throughout. And then push back up. Same thing if you want to go up above. Same thing, the lever arm's just a little longer. It should be a controlled motion the whole time. You shouldn't just be falling down. You should be using your hip muscles to control on the way down and also to push on the way up. That's a wrap for day 3, guys. Remember to take those pictures, post online, tag us at Dr. J. Cardoza DPT, and use those hashtags.